So I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I love wireless mice. I'll sacrifice a little bit of shape, a little bit of weight, or whatever to again use a wireless mouse. I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me. Oh man, just go out and scoop up a paracord, which I have tons of mice with paracords. Heck, one of my main mice, the Zowie ZA12, has a paracord on it right now, and it's perfectly fine. It's fantastic, but still, I prefer wireless. I wish they made the ZA in wireless. And that's what we're going to talk about here is my list of the top wireless mice. I have 8 mice right here. And no, not all these are little tiny lightweight mice. We're going to have mice for everybody. I know a lot of us reviewers, we always go to like first person shooter mice or whatever, you know. I got multiple shapes in here that are going to fit multiple hand sizes and everything. And I'm going to rate them into what I prefer the best or what I prefer using, then again to the best wireless mouse out there that I honestly believe from value, build, performance, and everything like that. And I'm not going to dive too deep into these, but if you want more detail, software, this, that, or the other, I did do standalone reviews of every single one of these mice. So again, just type in there the mouse, the Techne, and it'll come up right there for you. But again, we're going to break down just the basics of these and rate these 8 mice from worst to best, even though they're all amazing, because again, they're on my top list here. So let's go on and kick it off with number 8, and that is gonna be the HyperX Pulsfire Haste. So that proves my point right there. I'm saying we're not gonna have these hyped up tiny little FPS mice. Now sure, you can play FPS with the Haste and everything. Take a look at the dimensions right here in the weight. It's a lofty mouse. It definitely fills out the hand, definitely towards that palm right there. I mean, you can claw this guy. You definitely can. Talking about claw, take a look at these grips on the side. Like, they're smushy. Like, talk about stinking cozy. Like, my goodness, I love this. So again, you look at that shape and everything, and again, it's like great for gaming, great for working, very comfortable if you're editing or just again working, doing schoolwork for a long time. And sure, you can pull it over and do some gaming with it. Now taking a look underneath the mouse right here, the feet are not the best. They're quite thin. They're almost into the body right there. I've been looking for some replacement feet, but I just can't find them. So yeah, the feet are a bit stinky. You don't get much drag, but again, they're not the best. Now we're using the 3389 sensor right here, absolutely spot on. As you can see, you have your on and off switch. Now the coolest thing about this mouse right here is it's QI chargeable. So you can just slap it down on your wireless charger, bam, and it'll start charging for you. I absolutely love that feature there. Now, yes, you can also charge it by USB-C on the front right there. You can use it while it's charging as well, plugged into that USB-C. And you get up to 50 hours of battery life with this mouse. Now, the buttons are also placed in a fantastic position on this mouse. Again, if you're clawing or palming this mouse right there, it's nice big side buttons, very crispy, to the point. Now, the scroll wheel right there, it is a little bit loose. And whenever I shake it, you can hear a little bit of rattling. And now whenever you're gaming and playing with it, it's perfectly fine. I don't get any accidental slips or anything, but all in all, I really like the button placement and clicks on this mouse. And as you can see, you do have some RGB as well back on the logo and up on the scroll wheel. And the cool thing about it, yeah, you can go into the software, dabble with it, tweak it, save your stuff, and it saves right to the mouse. Go on and delete the software, and again, it saves right to the mouse. You don't have to have the software open or active. So wrapping up the Pulsefire Dart right here, this MSRP on this mouse is $99, $100, but you can find it all day long these days around $80, and I really like it at that price point. Heck, I like it at $100. The features it's packing. Is it again the smallest lightweight mice, the craze that we're in right now? No, it's not. But it's such a great mouse. Like if you just like mouse or like mice, you know what I mean? This is something to try. Again, the grips on the side, it's just so fun. Again, I'd use it more for work than gaming. I really would, especially for editing. But again, when I pulled it over to start gaming some Call of Duty, it worked out perfectly fine as well. Definitely a mouse that's worth trying. Really fun here. So the next mouse on our list right here, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but that is the Razer Viper Ultimate right here. Such a great mouse, and I'll say that, again, it's on this list, but it's at the bottom on my list, because it's never been a mouse that could work out for me. When we look at the shape and dimensions of this mouse, it is smaller, it sits lower. It's just, again, for me, I'm pinching the mouse. It throws me into a fingertip all the time when I prefer a claw or a relaxed claw. The weight's nice. Again, the dimensions, it's going to be a great mouse for a lot of people, but again, for me, it is smaller. But the build of this mouse is so incredibly solid. No creaking, no nothing. I mean, it is incredibly solid right here. The buttons, this is another downfall. The side buttons, as you see, I got lizard skins cut out on it. The side buttons on this mouse are almost like into the mouse a little bit. I like big, chunky, right out there side buttons that I can really decipher. I use mine all the time whenever I play, you know. So again, I had to put those little grips on the outside, and it makes it able to use the side buttons perfectly fine, but still the mouse, I'm still pinching it, you know. I love the scroll wheel. It's recessed right down in there. The 1 and 2, nice concave. I love the texture on this mouse, you know. Again, it has a lot going for it. Flipping it down around the other side, as you see this cutout down there, you can buy it with or without the dock. I believe these days you can find it for $99 without the dock, give or take $115, you know, or you can get it with the dock around $150 to $130, something like that. And that's a really cool feature right there. But as far as that cutout, I'm not a fan of it because you kind of feel that scratchiness. Me, I press my mouse a little bit harder, even though I'm clawing, you know, and again, I feel that friction right on that cutout right there, and then also on the front with the split feet. Now, as you see, you got your power button up there, and then your profile button switch, and you're using the focus sensor, the Razer focus sensor. Your dongle is stored right up front right there. And you also get up to 70 hours of battery life on the Viper Ultimate. So talking about that button down there with your profile, this is a real stinker I have with a lot of Razer products, not just their mice, even their keyboards, you know, is you need Synapse open for it to save the RGB. Now your DPIs, whenever you press that down as far as profiles, you save your DPIs, it'll save that there. But as far as your RGB set, it won't. So if you close out Razer software, bam, that RGB on the back is going to start going into rainbow effect, which I personally don't want in my setup. I want it black and red, you know what I mean? So what I do is I go into the software, I turn off the brightness all the way, and it'll keep the RGB off. And it looks crisp like that. I'm perfectly happy with it, you know. But it is a stinker that you can't save your RGB profile without the software open. So all in all, the Razer Viper Ultimate right here, it's a great mouse. It really is. And I can admit that. Even though it's not a mouse that's for me, I can't use it. I've tried multiple times. I take it out all the time. Like, let me give this mouse another shot, you know what I mean? But again, it throws me into this like pinchy grip. And I personally can't use it. It's not comfortable. I game horrible with it. I know a lot of people love it. If you got smaller hands, maybe that, or if you just like straight up fingertip, you don't like that mouse touching your palm at all, even in a relaxed claw, this will be for you. It's such a fantastic mouse, and I honestly wish they'd make a bigger one. The next mouse I really think is underrated here, and that is the Logitech G703 Lightspeed with the Hero sensor. This mouse, just wow. You take a look at the dimensions. It's such a unique shape. It's a great shape, you know. The weight isn't bad, you know. It's a nice weight right here, you know. But looking at the dimensions again, or the shape of it, the one thing that throws it off for me, it's definitely more egg, right? You talk about that hump back there, you can see it, bam, and it drops off on the side. It doesn't flare out at all. I wish it was a little bit wider back there and it didn't drop off so drastically, because when I get it in my hand, it's just poking me back there with that hump. Again, I needed a little bit more on the side to kind of wrap around for my hand right there. For some people, it may be perfect, but you can definitely claw this guy or throw it in the palm, and it's just very cozy. Like, man, I might keep this on a desk for a little while, just bringing flashbacks. Yeah, I really like this mouse, you know. Going in more of the build here, it's very solid, but on the side grips, which are really nice, they're like this rubber texture. You can see it just scratch it there, but it's just very nice. But whenever I do press the side, you can hear mine creaking right there. It's like it's almost not sealed perfectly, so that's a bit of a stinker. Is it just my copy? Not too sure. But going into all the other buttons here, nice, big, crispy, chunky side buttons. I stinking love them. The scroll wheel, it's just, oh, it's butter. It is so nice. It's just solid, you know what I mean? 1 and 2, nice and crispy, right to the point. Flipping over, again, Hero sensor. Now I do have core pads on mine right here, and you do have your on-off button. And you do have an interchangeable weight that you can slap in here, but again, without it, it's perfectly balanced, and again, a really nice weight. So all in all, the Logitech G703 wireless mouse right here. I honestly think, like I stated in the beginning, that this is a highly underrated mouse. It's such a fun mouse. Again, a unique shape and everything. It feels great in the hand. Yeah, that hump's a little weird. And I really hope Logitech maybe does something with this. Kind of like what they did with the G Pro, right? Make it into super light or whatever. I mean, the weight's not bad right now. It feels great. Like I said, I wish the hump was a little bit more rounded back there, but I don't see them doing something like that. Maybe they'll refresh it and drop some of the weight or something. But I'd like to see this shape kind of rounded out a little bit more. And all in all, at 89 bucks, I believe this mouse is, I do like it right there. But again, it's an older mouse. You can probably find it for 70, 75 bucks here and there. And all in all, it's a unique mouse, and it's a very fun mouse to use. All right, so the next wireless mouse is just such a fantastic shape and mouse all around. The Techne Ultra Custom. If you've ever used the Zowie EC series mouse, that's what this is. It's the exact same shape right here, and it fits like a stinking gem in the hand. Again, for that palm grip. Yeah, sure, you can claw it right here, but it is such a gem for that palm right there. Great for gaming or, again, office use. Really cool. Again, the shape, it rounds out to the side right there. It's very nice. Again, also having that lightweight. Now, why it's down lower on the list right here, and it's maybe a personal preference thing, but I just cannot stand honeycomb on the side of my mice. I don't like it. It irritates my fingers. I grip my mice a little bit tighter in game sessions right there, and again, it irritates my fingers over time. Another cool thing about the Techne Ultra Custom is, again, being ultra custom, where you can change your back shell, your top buttons, your DPI button, and just customize it up to what you would like right there. I really wish, and I've asked them, man, can you guys please make one with the solid shell on the side right there? It would just be fantastic. Flipping the mouse over, you have nice big feet, rounded off and everything. You have your power on and then off. Now, one of these is game mode and then office mode. The difference is one will turn the RGB off, the other one will turn the RGB on, but whenever you move it, the RGB flickers off, which I can't stand, so I just leave it in that office mode right there, leave it off, and you get up to 66 hours of battery life, and it's using the PixArt 3335 sensor right there, and it's absolutely spot on for me. I really love this mouse. The one thing that's a stinker, well, two things, again, how I mentioned that honeycomb right there, but one and two, they're a little cranky, a little rattly, and again, I feel it being a firmer gripper, a firmer presser, again, maybe just my playstyle, but I do feel that up at the front. But all in all, the Techne Ultra Custom Ergo mouse right here, I absolutely love it. Again, if they made one with the solid shell on the side, it would stay on my desk, you know? I'm gonna slap some, I know they started making grips for this. Maybe I'll slap some of those on the side and it might work out better for me. Again, it's that EC shape. If you love that Zowie EC, you're gonna stink and love this right here. And coming in at 89 bucks with the options, customization of it, and you also get some other shells in your initial box right here. Again, I think it's a true value. And now the next mouse, which I actually just touched on this a few days ago. You guys are probably catching on to what it is. The Logitech G Pro Superlight. And after my last video, you guys are probably like, dude, why is this one higher on the list right here? It's right in the middle here, you know what I mean? Again, I truly think, looking at the dimensions and the weight of the G Pro Wireless or the Superlight right here, talking Superlight, right? It's that one and done mouse, I honestly believe. I feel like it's a shape that's going to suit a lot of people. Might take you a couple days to get used to. Same with me, you know. It feels a little bit smaller to me, but I can still pull it into the back of my hand. I get a nice grip with it. But again, I do wish it was a pinch bigger for me, you know. But all in all, I really feel like the shape of the G Pro Wireless or Superlight is one that's one and done and will suit a lot of people. So let's talk about first why it's lower on the list. It's kind of in between right there, but let's focus on why it's lower, and that referring back to my recent video, 2-month update of using the G Pro Wireless Superlight right here. These buttons are just all over the place. My 1 and 2s are just cranky, they're moving, and in gameplay, yes, I do notice it. Is it game breaking? No, but again, I do notice it right there. Side buttons are also mushy. My front one's much more mushy than the back one right there. But again, it's annoying during gameplay. I gotta catch myself and say, okay, hey, did I press it right there? And again, during gameplay, I noticed the 1 and 2. The stock feet that come on it are passable, but they're not great by any means. So again, I slapped on some core pads on this guy right here. As far as it not being USB-C charge, I can honestly care less. It's a wireless mouse, so who cares how it charges? Me personally, I can care less. I know that affects a lot of people, but whatever. And on top of it all, coming in at 150 bucks. It's an expensive mouse. But again, so are some of the other ones. Talking to Viper Ultimates, $130 mouse if we're looking at MSRP. Is that right? $130, right? So again, it's expensive, but the flaws on this that I'm seeing, I've heard other people have flaws. It's disappointing. It's sad more than anything. Again, is it game breaking? No. I still love the mouse. I do. I still use it a lot. But again, it's getting worse and worse over time, and I'm not sure if I'll be using it as much as I do now. All right, so the next mouse on our list is actually one of the newer wireless mice right here, and that is the Techne Ultra Custom Symmetrical Mouse. And looking at these dimensions, yes, it is a smaller mouse. I pull it right back into that style or grip style as the Viper Ultimate. And for me, it ends up making me pinch the mouse. It's a little bit smaller, but still that hump is towards the back right there, so I can pull it back into my palm. I absolutely love it. I wish they would make one of these a little bit bigger, and it would absolutely be my main mouse. I love the shape of this thing. Again, I just need it a little bit bigger right here. The buttons are absolutely crispy, very nice and big. You can clearly decipher them in any grip right there. 1 and 2, crispy to the point. Very nice scroll wheel as well. It's just like, wow, it is perfect. Flipping the mouse over, nice big Zowie-esque style feet right there, nice and rounded. You also get some replacements in your package. Now, as far as your power button, exact same on the Ergo Ultra Custom. You got office mode, game mode, where that RGB is gonna flicker if you move it, or then you can flick it into office mode and keep it off. And you're also using the 3335 sensor on this thing. For my gameplay, absolutely spot on. Didn't notice any hiccups or any delays with it. You're also charging by USB-C on the front, and you can get up to 66 hours with this mouse, again, in that office mode. And again, the really cool thing about the symmetrical Ultra Custom here, just like the Ergo one, is the customization with it. You can pop off the back shell, pop off your front buttons, just customize it, put a honeycomb back on it if you want, which by the way comes in your box. And again, it's super solid. The build is fantastic, even with being able to change out those things on there. You know, but it's really cool, again, to being able to customize it and get your customization within your mouse. And all in all, coming in at 80 bucks right here, I love this mouse. I really do. It's not like lightweight where it feels just chintzy. It's too lightweight, you know. It's that great weight right on it, right in your mid-70s, you know what I mean, depending which shell cover you got on it. I really love this mouse. I really do. I played amazing with it. You know, I played very good with it. So it's kind of like, why don't I use it more? Well, again, if it being smaller, I got to pinch it. I get that little cramp over here. So for me, long sessions, a little bit uncomfortable, but think about it that way, like my original review. If you like the Viper Ultimate grip and shape or dimensions for the most part, you're going to like this. Just think about the Viper Ultimate with a little bit more of a pronounced hump in the back. You can pull it back there, locking your shots. I stink and love this mouse. Ponage, please make like a bigger version of this. Please, please, please. Whew, I will love it. All right, so we're getting close to the end here right now. We got 2 mice left. And talking about number 2 here is a mouse that I think everybody should just have on their desk. The Razer Death Adder V2 Pro, right? So the Death Adder wireless, the shape of this mouse. Obviously Ergo, obviously geared towards palm, but sure, you can pull it into a claw. It's a tough claw because it's a big mouse. You're going to need bigger, medium to large hands for this guy, but even medium hands. Like this mouse is one of the most cozy mice out there. You know, the only thing that can like compete with this is probably like a Zowie mouse, but yes, it is a big mouse. Now the side buttons, big and chunky as well. Perfect position, again, if you got this mouse wrapped around your hand or your hand wrapped around this mouse right here, right? 1 and 2, nice grooves up there, very clicky, to the point, nice recessed scroll wheel. Whew, really nice right there. And then your DPI buttons in the middle. Now flipping the mouse over, again, a little bit of a stinker, just like the Viper. You have that cutout for the dock right there. So yeah, if you're pressing down a little bit harder, you're gonna feel that drag and hear that drag right there. So again, that's a little bit of a stinker, but again, not deal breaking by any means. Now the cool thing right here, as you can see right down here, you got 2.4 off and Bluetooth. That is so cool being able to have the Bluetooth on it. Because again, you can have 2.4 on your PC where you're gaming, bam, flip it over to Bluetooth and use it over on your Mac, which is what I like to do, you know? So again, it's really cool to have, again, almost like 2 mice in one, being able to flick it up to that Bluetooth mode to use on other devices right there. And with the RGB off, you can get up to 70 hours with this mouse. And on that note of RGB, yeah, it's the same as the Viper. You need the stinking Razer software open to save that RGB on the logo right back there. It'll save your DPIs via the profile right there, but to switch it with your RGB saved to those profiles, again, Synapse has to be open right there. So again, what I do is I get into the software, turn the brightness all the way down. It turns the RGB off right back there. I got this nice, solid, sleek look. And again, I save some battery use as well. Now, the Death Adder V2 Pro comes in at 130 bucks. So again, it's a pricey one. It is an expensive mouse, but again, getting that 2 mice in one to Bluetooth into 2.4, I think that really justifies. Number one, it's a solid mouse. It's a great shape and everything. But again, getting where you can access Bluetooth, so like me, use a PC and my Mac, I feel like you get 2 mice in one. I think that makes the price justifiable right there. And I absolutely love the Death Adder. If you don't have a Death Adder on your desk, or if you've never used a Death Adder, shame on you, because this is like, if you're a mouse fan, this is something you need in your hands. All right, so the number one wireless mouse. Now, if you go through this list and kind of you were following it here, you kind of caught the ones we reviewed, which one haven't we covered yet? I'm sure you can sum it up right here. And let me tell you what, this mouse covers everything from value, performance, build, style. Again, I've had a great time using it, and I still use it to this day. I absolutely love it. And that is the glorious Model O wireless. Like, wow. I mean, they have come such a long way from their wired mouse to this being a number one mouse on my list, you know what I mean? It's awesome. It makes me giddy just talking about it, you know? Again, I want to high five them. It's awesome. Talking the dimensions of this mouse, it's a Zowie FK shape, to a T right there. Yes, it's a little bit lower, kind of like that Viper we talked about, but again, it flares out a lot more in the back right there, so sure, I can pull it back into my hand, I can pull it into that relaxed claw, or you can fingertip this mouse. It's going to suit anything right there. Sure, I wish it was a little bit taller, I do, but again, it still works out great like this. The side buttons are scooched forward a tad much, just a pinch, and I do feel myself having to reach for them every now and then. You know, so if they were back a little bit more, perfection, you know, but again, it's not game breaking or anything like that. Maybe a nitpicky personal gripe right there, but still very clicky and to the point. 1 and 2, no budging whatsoever. I mean, these guys are crispy and right there. I absolutely love them. Scroll wheel, butter smooth, but still that perfect amount of firmness right there so you don't get any accidental slips. Flipping the mouse over, you have nice, big, chunky feet right here, rounded out and everything. So again, you don't get any of that drag or scraping or anything like that. You have your power button on and off. We're using a glorious BAMF sensor, which I guess is a bad sensor, and all I can tell you is absolutely spot on. I don't have any hiccups or anything. I play a lot of fast-paced Call of Duty like y'all know, and again, absolutely spot on. And yes, as you can see on the front, it charges by USB-C for all your USB-C fans out there, and you can get up to 71 hours of battery life with this guy with the RGB off. And it's real cool. You can actually control everything right on this mouse as far as your brightness and your effect and stuff like that. I love it right there. You don't need any software active to again have your profiles and then your lighting effects set like that. I love it right there. But the most important thing, not the most important thing, but the thing that makes me giddy about this mouse and really happy to share it and be able to tout it these days is the build quality is absolutely phenomenal on this thing. I've been gaming the heck out of it. The 2 mice I've been using so much lately for gaming has been the Superlight and then the O wireless right here. The Superlight's definitely taking a back seat these days, and again, this mouse is just, I play great with it. It's got such a universal shape for people. I think it's worked out for a lot of people. But again, the build, the buttons and everything are absolutely solid. Let's hope it stays that way. And again, the QC just keeps on going that way. I've heard some people say the scroll wheel gets squeaky. Mine's butter smooth. And let me tell you what, I've had some playtime with this mouse. Like seriously, the whole mouse is just like, again, brand new right out of the box. It's that good. And to top the glorious Model O wireless being at number 1 right here is the value. This mouse comes in at 80 bucks. I believe that's the cheapest on this entire list if I'm thinking right. Like what well, it's actually in line with the Ponage right there. But at 80 bucks right here with the build quality, the shape, I feel like this is gonna suit a lot of people. Me even having bigger hands and preferring something back in my palm, it still works out right there. The weight, the style, the design, being able to control everything on it. It's just the build. It's solid. I love it right here. And it's got me excited for what's next for Glorious. You know, I want to see the Model D wireless, D- wireless. That's going to be really cool. Hopefully they stick with this great build, you know. But again, hopefully Glorious is working on maybe a new shape. We know they copy Zowie shapes, right? The O being the FK, the D being the EC. So what's next? Will they go with the ZA? Like Glorious, can you make the ZA wireless, right? A lot of people have already done the S shape, right? You got the S1 shape and wireless or S2. Be the first to do that ZA shape. That will be game changing. Wireless, lightweight, ZA, Glorious, please. Let's make this happen. So there we go. My roundup of the best wireless mice right now. Now we all know, like when we do roundups, some people out there, why'd you put mine all at the bottom, or why is mine not on here? You know what I mean? But again, with me testing them, I'm giving you my honest take on which ones I prefer. I'd love to hear from you guys. Would you put like the Viper Ultimate higher on the list, the Death Adder down lower? Again, it's a conversation piece. This is my list of what I like and what I game with best. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you agree with me on this list or something? Again, it's a nice conversation piece here, you know what I mean? So please spark it down in the comments. But again, I hope I was able to help you out as far as looking at or shopping for some new wireless mice. If you're looking for a new wireless mouse, like I said in the beginning, I'll sacrifice the weight, pay a little bit more or anything for a wireless mouse over a wired one, even with a great paracord. That's just me. I love wireless products, you know what I mean? So again, I hope I was able to help you out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to some future tech videos. I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.